Caitlin Clark was voted WNBA Rookie of the Year. Surprise, surprise. Put up the stats that the league had never seen before. She broke the single-season record with 337 assists, including a league record 19 in one game. Clark also scored the most points ever for a rookie.
First basketball star Caitlin Clark was chosen as the Associated Press's WNBA Rookie of the Year.
On September 22nd, Caitlin Clark finally claimed the Rookie of the Year title, a well-deserved honor. It's official. No debates, no second guesses, etched in history for future generations to admire. But let's be honest, her entire rookie season has been a constant battle with critics, or as I like to call them, professional haters.
In your rookie year, all the hate going on yesterday, that idiot Carrington poked her in the eye. I don't know whether it was on purpose or not, but I know a lot of players, myself included, that knew how to do that on purpose.
Angel Reese, Cheryl Swoops, Andrea Carter. Whether they were throwing flagrant fouls or hurling wild accusations, it seemed like they made it their personal mission to go after Caitlin. Even now, they're probably scheming some outrageous way to discredit her win, as if they've got nothing better to do. But no worries, I'm about to hit you with stats, facts, and some good old-fashioned common sense to prove why this is hands down the best decision the WNBA has ever made. Honestly, they should frame this one in their office.
Caitlin Clark broke every offensive record that a rookie ever had, and some that veterans have had, assists and others, in the history of the league.
Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year season, legendary might actually be an understatement. She didn't just break a few records. She went full wrecking ball, completely rewriting the rookie playbook. Like, oh, you guys have rules? Cute, watch this. Statistically, she wasn't just impressive. She made everyone else look like they were playing on easy mode. Leading all rookies with an insane 19.2 points per game, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds. She did it all while averaging over 35 minutes per game. She wasn't just filling up the stat sheet, she was torching it. Clark now holds rookie records for most points, assists, three-pointers. You name it, she's got it. And just to silence her critics for good, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to record multiple triple-doubles. I mean, come on, save something for the rest of them.
Clark was also named in the AP's All-WNBA First Team and the All-Rookie Team. The 22-year-old became the first rookie to record a triple-double. By the way, Clark also holds the record for the most three-pointers made by a rookie in league history. She recently led the Indiana Fever to its first playoff appearance since 2016.
But hold up, it's not just about the raw numbers. Her basketball IQ? Off the charts. We're talking about a point guard with the precision of a sniper and the vision of an eagle with perfect 20/20ths. She's out here dropping behind-the-back passes and no-look dimes like it's nothing, leaving defenders questioning their life choices while fans are practically tossing their popcorn in the air out of sheer excitement. People were quick to compare her to Steph Curry's shooting and Sue Bird's leadership, but let's be real. Caitlin isn't some knockoff version of anyone. She's her own brand of greatness. She was consistently making plays most rookies wouldn't even dream of attempting, let alone pulling off like it's just another Tuesday.
She is the biggest ratings lightning rod magnet, obviously, in women's basketball history.
Most rookies hit that infamous rookie wall and start slowing down halfway through the season. Caitlin? Nope, not even close. She didn't break a sweat, staying in fifth gear all season long, never once looking like she was losing steam. Endurance? Check. Consistency? Double check. She played all 40 regular season games without an off night, without any sign of fatigue, still casually dropping nearly 20 points a game like it was nothing. Oh, and by the way, she shot 41.7% from the floor, basically combining LeBron-level durability with the laser focus of a seasoned vet. But if there was one game that locked in her Rookie of the Year title, it was that jaw-dropping performance. 50 points, 10 assists, 5 steals. Yeah, you read that right. That game was a statement. She didn't just rack up insane stats. She owned the court from start to finish. Opposing players were left looking around like, what just happened? And by the final buzzer, it was crystal clear. This award was hers, and no one could argue otherwise.
Is, of course, Caitlin Clark, who just led the Indiana Fever to an above 500 record for the first time in 5 years. By the way, she's the second leading scorer at 23.4 points per game over the last 12 games. The Indiana Fever owned the WNBA record for most consecutive games under 500, by the way, with 189 until recently, of course, the other day.
Then there's Jason Whitlock, who's basically the human embodiment of pump the brakes. This guy doesn't get hyped about rookies, period. But even Whitlock had to swallow his skepticism and admit that Caitlin is undeniable. Coming from someone who's built his brand on not jumping on the hype train, that's huge. Whitlock, the guy who usually needs an entire career's worth of highlights to be convinced, is already calling Caitlin's game beautiful. And trust me, he's not talking about some flashy, empty-calorie stats either. He's all about substance, and Caitlin's got that in spades. Just when you think the praise couldn't get any bigger, here comes Dan Patrick. This is a man who's covered every legend in the game: MJ, Kobe, LeBron. And when it comes to Clark, he straight up called her a future Hall of Famer.
WNBA has been around a couple of decades, and people didn't notice the game. They're noticing it now. Well, that's because of Caitlin Clark.
And then we've got Shaquille O'Neal. Yep, that's Shaq, the guy who knows a thing or two about being a game changer. When Shaq gives you props, it's not just another soundbite. It's like getting a stamp of approval from one of the most dominant forces to ever set foot on a basketball court. Shaq said Caitlin is changing the game. And if that's not the biggest flex, I don't know what is. This is coming from the guy who revolutionized how basketball was played himself, so if Shaq says you're doing it too, then you've officially arrived.
Caitlin plays the right way. I've seen her on TV, and a lot of times we know that on TV don't really translate to the court all the time, so I saw it. She makes the right play every time. Not all the time. She makes her teammates better. She shoots the ball. She's a great player.
I wish I didn't have to say it, but Caitlin Clark's journey to Rookie of the Year wasn't exactly smooth, thanks to a whole bunch of haters throwing shade at every opportunity. Even while she was out here casually dropping triple-doubles and smashing records, some folks just couldn't handle the heat. First up on the Hater Express, Angel Reese, who came in hot with one of the coldest takes. Caitlin is just a shooter. She won't last in this league. Well, Angel, that comment didn't age well, did it? Not only did Caitlin last, she's thriving, probably sipping tea while watching that take crumble into dust. Rookie records shattered, awards piling up. It's safe to say Angel's claim is looking shaky. But hold up, Skip Bayless wasn't about to let Angel's dismissiveness slide. He fired back saying, "Angel, Caitlin is more than just a shooter. She's redefining the game," something Angel herself should understand. Skip even compared her to Steph Curry. Boom, mic drop. And then there's Shannon Sharp, who didn't just defend Caitlin, he called out Angel for being blind to the obvious.
Jump shot, three-pointers from the logo. Never did I think I would see that.
And then there's Andrea Carter chiming in with her take. Let's see her do this consistently because she had a break. Oh, Andrea, consistency is practically Caitlin's middle name at this point. Game after game, night after night, she's been relentless, proving that she's not just a flash in the pan. Carter's skepticism reeks of someone either not watching the games or just being bitter that Caitlin's been out here making it all look way too easy.
Okay, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their intention, and they're not as talented. We're not putting the best team out there.
And then Shannon Sharp, never one to mince words, jumped in to set Andrea Carter straight. Andrea, consistency? Have you checked her stats lately? Caitlin Clark's been consistent since day one. Don't hate because you couldn't handle the same spotlight. He went straight for the jugular with that one. Andrea's whole consistency argument is now lying in pieces because, honestly, how do you argue against someone who's been putting up superstar numbers every single night?
We're not saying
No, Andrea, I'm not going to let you do that.
Go ahead,
Andrea, I'm not going to let you make it seem like Caitlin Clark was averaging 5 points a game. At the time, she was still averaging 16 points a game, which was more than a lot of other guards that made the team.
Now Molly Karam, bless her heart, thought she'd play it safe with her deadpan delivery of, "I'm not convinced, give it another year." Another year, Molly? Girl, the year's not even over. And Caitlin's already got a highlight reel that looks like a veteran's greatest hits compilation. And it would be a sin if I forgot to mention Cheryl Swoops, the original hater, who decided to come for Caitlin with, "She's not dominant, she had a 1-year break." Oh, Cheryl, really? If not being dominant means sticking around to break every rookie record and making a case for being a once-in-a-generation talent, then sure.
She's had some thoughts previously about Caitlin. She would later have to apologize of those thoughts being uninformed, she shoots like 60 shots a game, just being a little bit inflammatory and critical without any actual analysis. And she apologized for that during the women's college season, and she's now stepped in it again.
But our expert, straightforward as ever, called it what it is. Hate from Cheryl's side toward Caitlin.
Not really sure what is not connecting with Cheryl and why. And I don't know if some of that is driven in sort of the hurt that she felt from the fan base or some of the attacks that were leveled at her after she had those comments a few months ago. But this feels really, really, really off par. This just doesn't feel right at all. And it is starting to feel a little bit like hate from Cheryl.
Finally, Stephen A. Smith decided to shut down Cheryl Swoop's eye-roll-worthy critique with a single sentence. Cheryl, stop it. You know a great player when you see one, and you see it in Caitlin. Swoops might not want to admit it, but Caitlin's greatness is undeniable. And Smith is here to make sure everyone knows it. Swoops can throw all the shade she wants, but if Smith's backing Caitlin, it's game over for the doubters. The haters have been loud, but the support from experts and legends is even louder. Caitlin Clark isn't just proving her doubters wrong, she's doing it with style. And she's got some of the biggest names in basketball in her corner, ready to clap back at anyone throwing shade. The drama's real, but so is Caitlin's rise. And at this point, the haters just need to take a seat. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more updates on the latest in sports.